Max Dufresne wrote, the first responsibility of leadership is to find reality. The last responsibility of leadership is to say thank you. In between, the leader is a servant. So we always begin these meetings, this is our pattern, in terms of asking people what's going to be most valuable for you. All of you have given up valuable time this morning. In the next 2 hours, nobody else is sitting at your desk doing your work. You made an effort to be here today. What is it going to make these next 2 hours valuable for you? How can we best serve you? So just please talk with each other. What are the things that you came with today that you would like to have addressed, spoken to, paid attention to? So let's just have a chance at our table, talk with each other. What are your expectations for this morning?
Practice being deliberate about certain leadership action plans. Talk about
We just hear from you now, please. Deb is in student billing here at MSOE. How to better serve our students. Thank you.
I just take these opportunities to maybe focus on some of the basic principles of servant leadership. So today, since we're talking about empathy, it'll be a good time to help me refocus on that.
Notice that Daniel Goleman has a new book out. He's an author of Emotional Intelligence. His new book out right now is Focus. Isn't that interesting?
I always come to these types of things just to get some think time about, how I want to be better. And it just gives me a motivation to be better. So that's 1 or 2 nuggets is usually what I bring from it, and it sets my day and my week off well. And so I don't know if those are big expectations or little expectations, but generally that's where I come away just feeling motivated.
And I think what you said initially was very, very significant. I came for think time. And if we ask leaders across the spectrum, every leader will tell you, I need more time to be able to think and to reflect in order to help lead.
It's an opportunity to network and be reinforced in our efforts to be servant leaders.
This may be similar, but I'm inspired by being with people who are so passionate about this. So the inspiration of others inspires me.
Anyone else, an expectation or a need for this morning? Please, Dave.
Kind of what we were talking about earlier, implementing a servant leader model into different industries or into education.
And I think the research is showing us right now how important it is not only that you have individual servant leadership characteristics in the leadership, but how do you begin to build a culture that sustains it? That's where the implementation comes.
I know sometimes we talk about the map and how servant leadership has grown across the globe, but as you build the servant leadership culture, what happens when other cultures view servant leadership differently?
Anyone else?
How do you build the trust in an organization when the very word servant, employees begin to be suspicious of that word? How do you instill that trust within that operation, that organization?
I just like to, this is one of those things that it's a hot button for me, is this. All of our lives are predicated on the service of other people. And to think negatively about service or a person who is a servant is to deny the gifts that we enjoy. This coffee this morning. Think of all the people who made it possible for me to have this beautiful cup of coffee this morning. Not only the people who came here early in order to brew it, but the people who worked at the waste treatment plant to make sure that we have clean water, the people that hand-picked these beans in Guatemala or Colombia, the people who worked at a paper plant, the people who harvested the trees that were used to make the pulp, to make the paper. And you begin to realize that all of our lives are predicated on the service of other people. And I think what we need to do is try to, if we can, redeem that term, to bring it back, the importance of being a servant again. So that's just my, I'm sorry, I'll stop. It's inspiring.